I was talking.
Alrighty. And hello, South Florida. Welcome to another live edition of the Real Estate Show, South Florida's #1 program about real estate and America's longest running daily radio show about real estate. And yes, we are here live Monday through Friday from 8 until 8:30. That's in the PM. That's also Eastern Standard Time. You can hear us live on several radio stations down here in South Florida, and also on the AM or the FM dial. You can listen to us anywhere on the iHeartRadio app, the TuneIn app, the radio.com app, any of the apps that catch the radio. All you have to look for and search is WWNN Money Talk Radio. That's WWNN Money Talk Radio. And if all else seems too complicated, let's make it easy and have you come right to automaticlandlord.com. That's automaticlandlord.com, where you go to the top of the page there and you can click on the real estate show. There is a listen live if you're here between the hours of 8 and 8:30 in the PM. And there is also an extensive, inexhaustive library there going back literally years upon years of our radio shows. Now, for those regular listeners, you know this, but for those of you just happening to come upon this radio show, we theme each day of the week. Mondays is our Mondays on a Mission. We set the agenda, we set the tone, and oftentimes we'll pick up on a theme that we're going to thread throughout the rest of the week. Tuesdays is our tools, tips, and techniques, and we share with you literally the tools, the techniques, and everything that we're actually doing. This is not theory. This is when the rubber hits the road. Wednesdays is our midweek report. Oftentimes we bring in experts and guests like we did yesterday. One of our top professional real estate agents here in the South Florida area, Gary Lanham, was on our show. It's a great show to listen to. And then on Thursdays, we talk about the money. We have affectionately called it our ATM edition of the real estate show. It's about the money. And you can't have a meaningful or a very long conversation in real estate without brushing on the topic of money. Now, whether you're looking for more money to invest in real estate, whether you're trying to optimize the money that you are already invested in real estate, or better yet, what if you could reduce the money that you need and the money that you use in real estate? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're in the right place at the right time right now, because I'm here with my special guest, Don Martin, and we are lighting it on fire right now, talking about a very, very interesting concept. Basically, you know, I've heard this cliche over and over about trying to beat the banks at their own games, but I've never seen it materialize in black and white. Show me, how do I beat the bank at their own game? And we're going to show you how we do that here. Now, one of the cool things is, you know, our radio show is only so long, so we can only go so deep and explain so much. So we're going to tell you the what here on today's show. Now, if you want to see the nitty gritty how, then stay tuned, because after our show, and we're going to tell you how you can join us for a free workshop where we're going to get into the granular, the nitty gritty of how the automatic landlord debt shredder works to literally cut the interest rate. I can take your existing mortgage, and by employing opposing algorithms versus the bank, I'm going to show you how I can actually reduce the effective rate of your existing mortgage without even having to refinance it. Now, if it's time to refinance, we can talk about that as well. We can show you not only how to kill, shred, decimate, eliminate the interest on your mortgage, but we'll also do it to your credit card loans, your boat loans, your car loans, and any other debt out there. So, you know, I just get myself started Don, and I could go on and on about this thing. I'm so excited about this product. For all of our friends out there that are listening here saying, well, COVID has got me locked up and locked down. We're sheltering in place. Nobody wants to sell real estate right now because the people who have the money can't find the inventory. The people who have the houses to sell don't want to sell right now because, well, there's this little thing called a moratorium going on out there. And so a lot of there'd be a lot more real estate going on if there weren't COVID and there weren't all this unemployment, and there weren't the foreclosures and there weren't the foreclosure moratorium. But this that we're talking about, we could be doing right now in the middle, and this is guaranteed COVID free. This is it's very safe. In fact, it is purely mathematical. So what's the risk? That's another good question. Is there any risk in what we're doing?
I don't think so, Eric. And thanks for having me on again. And it's been really exciting to watch this kind of evolve for the people on this show that are following this show to see the real big change and difference that this really can make. And what's really unique about it, and I really don't think the risk is how much money that people will end up overspending to the banks if they don't use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you were to think about it in the traditional sense, in fact, the way that the banks would like you to do it, because like you were saying, they would like you to stretch it out. Now, they were counting on it when they wrote the contract to lend you money and for you to borrow it. They wrote a contract for 30 years. In their minds, they would love for you to keep that loan for all 30 years. So much so that they front load everything, a lot of the interest on the front end of the loan. Most people don't realize that on a 30-year loan, you haven't paid off half of the mortgage by the 15th year. It takes until the 21st year before you hit the halfway mark. Think about that, 21 years on a 30-year mortgage, and you still haven't even hit the halfway mark. We're going to show you how to hit that halfway mark way, way before that. But what happens usually when you start getting near the end of the mortgage and now you're starting to make heavy principal payments You're going to get a call from the bank about every other day saying, hey, Mr. Martin, wouldn't you like to refinance the loan? You've been such a good customer of ours. We'd love to keep you for another 30 years. So here's an attractive offer. And they could do it with no closing costs whatsoever, but do they? No, because they're going to get the closing costs, plus they're going to get the all the front-ended interest on it. So it becomes wildly profitable again, which is why they count on, in fact, here's a little known secret, and this is from someone who's been in the mortgage business for over 2 decades. Did you know that the 30-year mortgage is not based on the 30-year treasury like it used to be? It is based on the 10-year note. Why? Because the banks know that by the 10th year, more than likely, high probability, they will have gotten you to refinance and start that clock all over again. And that's why they base it on a 10-year note. They know that they're not going to be on the hook for that low interest rate. And now think about this. Imagine with the rates that where they are right now, we're at 3% interest rates for 30-year mortgages. The banks right now are dying to do something else. That's why they fee your checking account, they fee your savings account, they fee you to death. They're dying for the interest rates to go up because they make a much bigger spread when there's, a 7, 8, 9, 10% interest rate. They can't make as much of a margin on 30 years, which is I tell all of my clients, if you can qualify for a 30-year mortgage, run, don't walk, get yourself one of these loans. Because then once you have that in place, when we apply the principles of the debt shredder, well, then it's, now it's our turn to go to town and rack up the equity and build wealth like it's never been possible before these times. In 10 years. In 7 to 10 years, and not have to refinance, and then use all the money that would have made payment for the next, say 20 years, 15, however many years left, and then use that money as an investment vehicle for you instead of paying to the bank when they make all the money. That's what it's all about. And that's where the magic is. And, and you and I have done that for a number of our clients already. In fact, we're going to go take a quick break. And when I come back, let's go into just some sample numbers of what that can look like. Well, maybe we'll take a case study, and then we'll tell also our audience about our workshop, where we'll get into the exact what happens, how it goes. Right now, we're talking about what it is. We're going to tell you how it works in the workshop that we're going to tell you in just a second. But first, we got to have a few words from our sponsors. So don't touch that dial. You're listening to The Real Estate Show. My name is Eric Willner. I'm here with my very special friend and partner, Don Martin. We'll be right back. So what's going on, Facebook? How y'all doing? Are we doing everything right with the speakers? Are you not getting any feedback or?
That sounds great.
Okay, good.
Sounds great on my side. Yeah.
Good. where I'm probably going to have a little bit, what I might do is I might substitute this video on YouTube because I'm not getting the radio side of things here when I do it this way. Are you allowed in the Zoom meeting to add an additional feed from YouTube also, or no?
Maybe.
Don't try it. Don't try it now. I've learned that lesson before.
One at a time.
Yeah.
So anyway, just an update. So, hey, Chris, Phil Howard, we have Bob
Bilsker. He's a financial agent in the financial products world. He gets this stuff.
Yeah, well, he actually said he just wanted to know if you got his email on automatic landlord because he's interested in accelerating the few loans on several investment properties he has. So we'll set up Bob. Let's get on a.
Yeah. Today was a crazy day, but ask him when is good for him because we can set something up and give him a peek behind the curtain of how this all works.
There you go. Great idea. So Bob, let us know. You can send us let us know a good time and we can connect with you. I'm sure Eric will get back on an email too. We can send you a message on after this too. We can send you a message on Facebook. You connect and find a time to get with you.
Yeah.
Well. And we have John Tesserin.
Yes. He's a contractor. There's a guy that can build a house literally from the ground up.
There it is.
Expert craftsman.
Yes. And Crystal Gabriel said she said she can't stay on, but she wanted to come say hi to us both. So
tell her we say hi.
Yeah. All right, we're coming back.
And welcome back. For those of you just joining us, the music is running faster, then it runs slower, then it runs a little louder. So you're listening to The Real Estate Show. We are South Florida's #1 program about real estate. We are America's longest running daily radio show, not only here in South Florida, but across the country. There's been nobody on the air longer through good times and through bad times, through the Great Recession and even thriving during the Great Pandemic. It's going to be kind of fun looking back, 10 years from now as we still are recording the radio show, looking back what it was like. And, one of the saddest things, Don, that I ever hear in my life is, boy, if I had only known then what I know now. And I keep telling people, I've been on the air for 21 years talking about this very stuff. Now what you're going to say later on, boy, if I'd only known now. But I didn't pick up the phone or I didn't pick up the email and I didn't get the information. This all starts with a very easy process. For those of you who are listening to this and it sounds too good to be true, then pick up the phone, give us a call, reach out to us on Facebook Live, reach out to us on our website at automaticlandlord.com. And let us show you literally in writing. That's where the proof is. If someone won't put it in writing, then I'm with you. It probably sounds too good to be true. And if you can't put it in writing, if you got a shade, you'd be amazed at the small amount of disclaimers. Things like you got to do your half. We'll do our part. You do your part. But if you show us the numbers. What's the balance on your mortgage? What's the monthly payment? What's the interest rate? We'll give you an analysis. No cost. We'll do the work. You do the evaluating. And let's go into an example, Don, of pick any one of our recent clients that has, and I'll tell you across the board, you're going to see something like a 30 to 40% reduction or elimination, I should say, of the interest that you would be paying for the bank. And keep in mind one other thing. Normally, when you take out a 30-year mortgage, you are going to pay back somewhere between 2 to 3 times what you borrowed. Example, $100,000 mortgage, you're going to pay back between $250,000 and $300,000 back to the bank. That means You bought one house and you bought the bank 1.5 to two houses. We're going to show you how to eliminate paying one of those houses for the bank. So Don, let's go into a number.
Sounds good. Well, I can give you an example of my good friend he actually did this.
Mm-hmm.
We used the debt shredder, and we ran his numbers. No, he did have what I like to call an accelerator. He had $125 of expendable income that he could apply to it. You don't need to have it for this to work. By the system, using the algorithms and using the financial GPS process that works, it instantly showed him he'd be out of debt in 7 years and 3 months and save well in excess of 100, and I can't remember, 148,000 of interest that he eliminated, as well as 20 plus years of payments. That was magic for him. And so that's one example. So you're talking about it was more than a third. He eliminated, he got his payments down where he was paying his debt off in a third of the time and saving close to 60 or whatever, 70% of the interest they were paying the bank. He'd saved and then got an investor and had that available for him to invest later. Another one we had, just this little smaller one. Eric, you probably remember. You want to use the other one that was there was a smaller amount of debt that we just did. We still saved the same. It went from 9 years down to like 1.8 years or something, right?
Yeah. In fact, I was actually looking at. Let's see here. Is this? I was trying to pull up just the ones that we did in the last week here. And let's see here. And this one here, we had a total. No, actually, this was a little bit bigger one. This is the one where the total debt was $1,180,000. I'll tell this one, and then I'll jump back to the other ones just to show how they work on big ones and little ones. And so this client had 1.18 million in total debt to pay back. Had great interest rates, around 4.2%, blended all the debt together. 28.5 years left to pay. Okay, so we're basically a year and a half into the mortgage, and then we, he had some discretionary income, so that was the good part about it. And what I'm trying to do here, and now let me go back in and see what the outcome was, because the number was phenomenal. We were saving him out of that 1.2 million over $430,000 that wasn't going to go to the bank, was going to stay in his net worth instead of the bank's net worth. And he was going to be paid off in, I think it was around, no, it was even less than that. It was even less than that. And it was, yeah. And what was really neat is that he was trying to make his retirement plans, and he couldn't get the numbers to work out using any other method until this was presented. And then all of a sudden, his retirement dream, because up until then it was a dream, became a retirement plan. And that was in black and white, in writing. And the neat thing about it is that once you have this program in your hands, Now, if things change, if you decide to shoot for different numbers or decide to buy another investment property, by the way, this gentleman had 2 investment properties, and that's why in his case, it really worked well. If you have investment properties out there and you don't take a look at this, you're really, really missing the boat.
And here's the best part. It works just like a GPS, right? Meaning, whatever happens, if you make a wrong turn, if you have some surprise financially, whatever, every single day it's telling you what makes the most sense for you, and it calculates daily, and it lets you know how to get out of debt in the fastest time, the most cost-effective time, where it looks out for your interests instead of the platform that the bank uses, which looks out for theirs. This is the consumer-facing side. And we're excited. So here's how you guys can join tonight, because I know that's what you want me to say now, right, Eric?
Yep.
A Zoom session starts immediately after the show in moments from now. And the code, it's a Zoom code, so go to Zoom. And the code's 927-194-3021.
And if
927-194-3021. I posted on the Facebook page.
That's what I was going to say. If you missed that, just go to our Facebook page, The Real Estate Show here at on Facebook.live, and you'll see it there. Anyway, they're kicking us off. They gotta go to the next show. We gotta go too. So thanks, Don. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Sorry, Ken. All right, you too, man. All right, let me just, I just wanted to power down.